We're live, baby. Raider Fan Radio.
I like to do the extender once in a while.
The double.
I like
Might as well.
The double.
We should do like the centipede, you know that centipede thing, the human centipede.
Oh,
yeah. Stone's talking about some other shit. We have to be on X Hamster for that. Anyway, it's good to see y'all. Raider Rob, the beautiful black hole Steph.
Yo.
Of course, the original Uncle Stone 420 with you.
Uncle.
And, yeah, Uncle Stone. You don't have to
I
be
don't
an
know if
uncle.
I feel comfortable with
You
that.
don't want to be an uncle, man? Oh, Stone don't want to be an uncle. Call him cousin. Cousin Stone. No, it's Stoner Dude 420 in the house. And a live edition coming at you live from Las
This
Vegas.
is not show number 28. Let's make that
Yeah.
clear.
No, this is not show 28.
This is a
No,
live
come back for that.
Raider Fan Radio football update before we go into the bye week.
It's the
Yes.
after week 7 show where we want to update you and go hard on the Raiders. It's mid-season for us, bye week, right? Coming up.
Right, coming
Yeah,
up. We're
so,
coming up on our early buy that I can't stand. You know, I like us to be much later than this.
Why is that?
Because, you know, we injuries and rebuilding and everything, you get that further into the season. And so when we have that buy later, it just gives us an advantage because we're rested up.
Especially in a 17-week or 17-game
Right.
season.
Right.
Well, this is
But again, we're used to this, so here we are in the early bye week. But fortunately, in the bye week, we are going in at 5-2. Which, well, we've been 6-3, we've been 6-4. We know what it's like to have some wins over losses at the beginning of the season. So I have to tell you, Raider Nation, I'm happy. I'm happy we're 5-2. I love it. I love that we've won more than we lost. But I'm still not exactly over the edge over it.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting. I want to wait till we really play some teams like the Cincinnati Bengals, who are on fire right now, who just beat the Ravens. And I know we beat the Ravens. But I want to see us dominate over the Chargers. That would make me feel good inside. Or the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That would make me go, okay, I think we're really something right now.
It's been 2 weeks since we saw you folks, and of course you saw we still have a show up that just recently got posted. But since then, we played 2 games, as Stone alluded to, the Broncos and the game that we just had over the weekend. And after the Broncos game, you were like saying you didn't feel it.
You know what?
I talked to you after the game. You said you
yeah.
didn't feel it. And I was like, okay, well, next show I got to ask you. So we're on the night live. Coming at you from Las Vegas. Like, subscribe, share, hit us. Also send your comments and for Raider at RaiderFanRadio@gmail. Any of the other inquiries, of course, too. And check our IG page where, okay.
RaiderFanRadio.Vegas.
Exactly.
On IG. Instagram.
So how do you feel after this win? 2 in a row. Since you felt after the Denver game and you weren't.
Well, I'll take
I wasn't impressed with Denver probably because Denver ain't
It's
really.
Denver.
Nobody's
Yeah.
impressed with
Exactly.
Denver. Them horsies.
Denver is Denver right now. So, look, I
But
think
there was something else there.
to take everybody behind the scenes a little bit, me and Raider Rob, we've been friends for over 20 years now. We've been doing Raider Fan Radio off and on over the 20 years. And even when we weren't on the air or doing a show, we're still calling each other, leaving messages. We're texting each other through the game. And so, I mean, we've always
He's
got
one
this,
of my bestest children.
we've got a rapport going, and that's why we love to do this show so much. So once again, during the
Because we
Denver
love you.
game, it's still because the fallout from the Gruden, whatever you want to call it.
What do you call it?
Resignation.
Gruden game.
What do you call it?
I call it the NFL using they strong-armed him out of the NFL for whatever their reasons are, which are starting to now little by little. Maybe it's not all come to light yet, but he did come on ESPN just a few days ago and said
Interesting.
the truth will come out.
Very cryptic.
Which
But,
to me, that's not cryptic though. That's straight up. The truth will come
What
out.
truth, though?
That's cryptic. Okay?
That's cryptic. Right.
What truth?
Right.
You know?
Well, I don't know. Well, put it this way: when Coach Gruden, who
There's been a lot of lies the last 2
when
weeks.
Coach Gruden, who now has been
Wish somebody
fucked
would get to the truth.
by the NFL in the position that he's in right now, you know the kind of person that he is. It's already been outspoken when it came to the NFL, and even toted the line as much as he could to work within the realm of the NFL. But now that he's pushed out and completely an outcast, much like us sometimes, I think he's going to be saying things that the NFL is not going to want him to say. And it's going to get
so.
And
well, it's obvious the NFL
and it's going to get fugly.
It's already fugly. Okay, and let's revisit that real quick and tie the bow on that from the Raider Fan Radio perspective, because the NFL and their minion-ass media, that's ESPN, that's Fox Sports, and some of the others, CBS Sports, they've all quietly swept it under the rug that Gruden was targeted, the Raiders were targeted specifically, and that Mark Davis was strong-armed, as Stone so eloquently said, and that Mark Davis himself kind of alluded to, cleaning up the fact that he was getting dumped on, about his response and his lack of a response. Go see the NFL, talk to them. That
they have all the answers.
Yeah, and I thought he was being off the cuff or just being sarcastic. But then he again came back to the media a few days later and said that, we wanted to move on from it, and that, they stand for social justice over there and diversity at 1475 and all that. Whatever. The record shows under Mark Davis, there ain't much diversity over there.
Right.
Okay, so we don't have to rehash that. But there was a lot of bullshit, when it came to comments after the fact. The bottom line is the NFL wanted to sweep it under the rug. Everybody wants to kind of quiet it down and have it go away because it is so transparently obvious what your motive was, National Football League and Roger Goodell.
To interject what you're saying,
go ahead.
What's the best way for it to be swept under the rug and to go away? The Raiders win a couple games.
Well,
but that's not enough when you suck since 1983.
But that's the feeling that I get.
Super Bowl 37.
That's the feeling that I get right now. Look, again, I love that we're winning. I think we got a great, talented team.
We had a talented team when Al Davis was in court with the motherfucking NFL for all the transgressions and the motherfucking bad business practices that they perpetrated against the Raiders during his reign. And we were still on the field winning. Now, it got fugly, and you and Steph personally went to some of the court proceedings in the 2000s, and we know that record after we lost Super Bowl 37. But for 35, 40 years,
never forget,
we were winning, and you had the specter of the court situations going on.
Right.
Some of it by other people. The Steelers, suing, and Chuck Knowles suing us and taking us to federal court after the hit on Lynn Swann, calling us the criminal element, and all that. That was the Steelers initiating that. Okay.
Right.
And there was times, as much as they like to try to sweep it under the rug, that Rozelle sued Al Davis throughout different various seasons for little indiscretions and little things that were
just to distract him.
Yeah, that were part of the bigger picture of the ongoing lawsuit. So we can walk. If Mark Davis can't walk and chew gum at the same time, then goddamn, man. You know what I'm saying? He can sue their ass because he's got a right to.
Right.
Okay, there's a case for conspiracy because they conspired against him.
Yes.
Because he's the only one that got.
That's right.
And Gruden. So that's conspiracy.
Right.
There's tampering.
Right.
You understand? The Raiders are a business partner.
Right.
With 31 other teams in the league. Okay, and Mark Davis is part of the ownership group that hires Roger Goodell.
That's right.
How the fuck you gonna fucking set up your employer?
Right. Because you do want to do anything
what the fuck is going on out here
to discredit, to dismantle, to ruin our image with the league. The Raiders were first in everything. First with the black quarterback, first with the black coach, first with the Latino coach, first with the female executive. I mean, the Raiders and Al Davis were made sure that they were that way. And Al Davis was a stickler for diversity. So what do now? They reverse it. Oh, we want you to be known for a vaccine requirement and the first openly gay player. And
which there's nothing wrong with that.
No, Carl, do your thing. Nobody's tripping off you.
Do your thing.
That's what we said initially.
This is the place to do it, man.
Nobody cares
like I said at the
about
beginning
that.
of the season, he ain't going to be the only one sucking dick in Vegas.
Right. But I think that the NFL used him like they used Gruden. They used Gruden back in 99, 2000, 2003. And then they fast forward and they use him again. They don't necessarily like him because a part of him that is wanting to do whatever it is that he wants to accomplish with the Raider organization. But you got to look back at what Al Davis, was thinking at that time. Why did he trade him? What comments were made? And then further, forget his comments. What is Bruce Allen doing? Because that was one of our senior executives also for the Oakland Raiders, who is now in D.C. And his emails between Jeff Posh, the NFL legal counsel, who were saying things such as Jeff Posh made some flippant remarks about the wall on the Mexican border and Allen's effort to reduce a player's salary. Posh called it the Lord's work, like stealing money from players, and commentary on whether players exercise their right to vote.
Robbing Peter to pay Paul, that type of thing?
Yes, which they, you've got billions. So why are you screwing with NFL contracts that should be paid? How do you do that with the NFL counsel? And what does Bruce Allen have to gain?
That's all smell and crime. My thing right now as it stands on October 25th, 2021. Why are you fucking with the Raiders? And this ain't just going to get swept under the rug. This has nothing to do, yeah? Okay? So, not to cut you off. Get back on your one. I'm just saying. Yeah. The bottom line is there's a case for Mark Davis to sue the Raiders. And sue the NFL. Sue the league. Okay, just like his father did. Okay.
Have some guts, dude.
Strike now while we're winning.
Yes.
Because standing behind your players that are still here, standing behind the organization, standing by the nation, by the fans, okay, who we'll get to in a minute.
Right.
You motherfuckers. Okay.
But he's got to take hold of this.
He's got support. Congress is sniffing around now. Wanting to get all the emails. The Washington Redskins football team information more into that and reopening that case and overseeing, wanting to see more of what the emails are about, or at least threatening or pretending like they're going to make a push for that. But Mark needs to be right in there to stand up a little more for that team.
Or who else? Who else is inside the organization that can also?
Well, I know who ain't in the organization.
There isn't anybody. That was John Gruden.
I know who ain't in the organization who needs to keep her mouth shut, and that's Stoner Dude's old flame. Okay, not really flame.
We'll show those pictures on shows.
His old crush back in the day.
What are you talking about?
Aunt Amy's ass. Out there running her mouth, and they getting her coming out. All it could do for the NFL. For the NFL executive and all that.
Like that.
First female in the NFL executive. That's great. But Amy, stop it. It's Raider Rock. You did not have a diverse front office. Okay? You should not be the one speaking on social justice.
You really shouldn't, Amy, because I was
and there. Diversity. We were all there in your front office. Mm-hmm. We were all there for the PSA shoot.
Literally.
Okay.
Literally.
As much up in it as
gonna have a lot more personal anecdotes about Aunt Amy. Okay.
Coming up in your exclusive book.
Yeah, in my book that's almost finished, but on some real shit. She's out there, because she's getting asked questions about the organization because she worked with them, rightfully so. But, her trying to be some type of authority or speak, positively about diversity is some bullshit.
It really is.
Okay.
And Amy, you know that.
You didn't have no diverse and front office. As a matter of fact, you weren't well liked. Okay, you know that.
I liked you, Amy.
Well, yeah, Stone liked you. And there was nothing wrong with that either. I mean, turtleneck wearers need love too.
It's just that she made these statements.
Her husband Rob, though, coolest motherfucker on her. He cooler than the other side of the pillow. He cooler than a freezer. Okay, Robert Trask, cool mug, man. Go ahead, Steph.
She said in relation to the NFL cheerleaders for Washington, whom Bruce Allen sent multiple members of the league office as well as the league office.
Topless pics.
Right. 2 scantily clad women. One bent over. The other had a shot in her butt. Mm-hmm. Oh, we knew you guys were going to like that.
You knew that.
What's wrong with this?
Well, she had a shot in her butt with a fake
What kind of
needle.
shot? A Brazilian shot or a Colombian shot?
It was like...
Gotta be careful when you get your shots,
What
ladies.
did they say? 3 in the pink?
3 of the...
One of the stink?
What is this?
That's what they say. I don't know. I would not know that.
And so he said that it was
That's what
a
they say.
fake needle, and he said for our next meeting on HGH.
Yeah, so I'd be interested to know where those pictures were taken at. It was at the stadium or practice facility, and who's cutting holes and setting up spying devices in the Washington Redskins cheerleaders' locker room. Huh? Roger Goodell?
Well,
That's some pervy shit to be going on.
You've
Yeah,
got
that's why
Daniel
you're saying.
Schneider on the hot seat because of sexual.
How's an
allegations.
owner on the hot seat?
No, well, because of his team, all the things you're saying that's going on in
Yeah,
his.
well, they're not going to take it from him like
How
Donald
are they going
Sterling.
to do?
I'm
Force
just
it
saying,
out?
Well, go ahead.
when it came to like a situation like the Redskins that have had the sexual allegation charges to get this investigation underway, you had Robert Kraft just a couple years ago that was banging Asian hookers in Florida or whatever he was doing, which is fine by me. Knock
All
yourself
good.
They're
out.
not
Good thing,
against
man.
it.
You know,
We're not
as
against
far as
it.
I'm concerned, all y'all you're all grown-ups.
Right.
Do what you want.
Massage
You
each other.
want
if
to know
you
what I
like.
do? I'll write a book too. All right.
Go to your great destination.
It's all good stuff. But if you're gonna sit and focus on one individual like
Thank
this,
you.
and that's not even involved with
That
all this
wasn't
stuff,
even,
and then make him an example and have this strategic
right.
way of getting them out and having your whole entire narrative with the homophobic and the racist.
Right, the misogynist.
I know. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, straight up. I know that Coach Gruden is not a racist, homophobic, misogynist. Maybe a little bit. Okay, maybe just a little bit. In other words, I grew up in that generation too.
He's not David Duke.
We all had.
Okay.
All right, let's put it that
He's
way.
not Ron DeSantis.
We all had uncles and
Okay.
dads and male figures in our lives that have
Right.
spoke to us that way, to be a man and all these things. There's a lot of machismo and a lot of just and as we've gotten older, we've all changed our ways and our mind and our thinking because of our own experiences, which I think
Sure.
Coach Gruden is the same in that way. You don't have all those years, as he said, 58 years on this planet and all those years in the NFL as all those things and get to where you are by your character and everybody know who you are. And all of a sudden, one day on the national
Well, he
news,
was, but back to what Steph said a week ago with the last show. He was good for the brand when he beat the Raiders.
Right.
And they used him
And
to
they
be there.
knew that.
And so they let him in the club.
Right.
And when they let him in the club, they realized that, yeah, although he thinks like-mindedly like a lot of them,
Right.
okay, he's sacrificial,
Right.
okay, because of the image of Chucky, because of his brashness, and who he talked about, and some of his other emails outside of DeMaurice Smith and the homosexual stuff and what have you. And again, I'm with people that have been calling for it. Where's Gruden's emails? The rest of them.
Right.
Let's see all of them. Then
No,
since you don't
I
put
want-
him out there right
Yeah,
now.
I want to see.
Let's
I
see
want to see Jeff
everybody.
Kosh's.
Right.
That's who I want to see. The league counsel, the league attorney that's making racist statements himself, that's making misogynistic statements himself, and who knows what else, because they won't release the rest of the emails to make it seem like there wasn't anybody else. They're
all innocent. They're all
we-
perfectly
we
innocent.
know there's
Innocent.
somebody else.
They're all little angels.
Like Jose Canseco said at the congressional
Right,
hearings in
I'm the
2005.
only one.
I'm the only one using steroids.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay, I mean, come on, man.
And Bruce Allen's emails went to the senior vice president and general counsel for the NFL management, the senior NFL counsel attorney, the NFL's former senior vice president of labor and league relations. That's who we sent for our next age. He's so inside of it, and his family, everybody seriously. Bruce Allen's family, they some serial rape, not rapists, racist.
What?
Don't cancel me. His brother
George
George,
is one letter.
his brother George used to have a noose hanging in his office. Okay, and just like talking to my 85-year-old father today, who said, "Hey, we all make these comments. Black people make them in the comfort of their homes, and white people make them in the comfort of their homes. But the fact that it was released on the Raiders makes a statement now against the Raiders' image. Has nothing to do with John Gruden."
Well, I'm with Stone, though. I don't think Gruden is a hateful man. And again, he's a multimillionaire. He's going to be all right.
But
The
there are
bottom
other
line,
players said that he had
other
issues.
players, all that. That's beautiful. You got it out on the Allens. You wanted to do it. Bottom line is, fucking with us needs to be addressed because it's a 45-year
True.
problem.
Let's leave it at that.
Okay, that's what's up. And that Mark Davis needs to more fervently stand up for his football team because
Right.
they were targeted, and it's very obvious what happened.
Yes.
So there's some conspiracy, there's some tampering, and as your father always held the fire to the NFL about, bad and shady business practices, against a partner of a business.
I'm your partner. Why are you
operations
trying to
together,
do this to me?
the National Football League. So anyway,
Right.
So
that's
look,
what's up.
so all those things you just said, all those things we talked about just now, those are the reasons why me personally as a fan even though I'm watching my team win right now and looking really good doing it. And now I'll get to the team a little bit here.
Mhm.
First of all, yes, Gruden did put this team together. Okay, he did put this coaching staff together. He did have carte blanche to put his signature on it, so his signature is on it. And now that he's out of the picture, there's still a lot of talented coaches and players
Left behind.
who are veterans now.
Oh yeah, Richie Bisaccia, baby. Richie Bisaccia.
that are picking up where Gruden got taken out, and
Yeah.
they're running with it
Yeah.
literally, which I love. So as time goes by, I mean, the reality of everything kind of sinking in,
Mhm.
I will get over it. But for the meantime, since
Everybody
it's still
will.
2 weeks kind of fresh for me, I'm just going, yay. Of course, look, when the Raiders are scoring touchdowns, I'm jumping out of my seat. I'm going crazy. I'm pissed because I can't go to the games because I'm not vaccinated and all these other things that are the black cloud over all of this.
Right.
So you put all that
White
together.
cloud.
That's the way I've been feeling about it. But yeah, I'm stoked that we're winning. Derek Carr, who I
I gotta give it up for him. I gotta give him a standing
It'll be your
ovation.
shoulder,
I
Gary.
got my arms out for you, DC. You did your thing, man.
Look, Derek Carr in the wake of the controversy, in the wake of losing his head coach, who basically groomed him to be who he is right now, is literally. I mean,
Well, that ain't saying much.
it brings me
sometimes,
back
God
to
bless
when Gruden left the first time and Rich Gannon became an MVP.
Oh man.
Oh,
We cannot. We cannot. Okay, this is all.
We were the number one offense that year.
Propaganda.
Do you remember
No.
that?
Propaganda.
You don't remember that?
Yeah.
Oh,
shut
I
up.
remember that.
You know?
But the point being is Derek Carr, I mean, as he was playing his game yesterday, you looked at the stats, he was 19. Well, first he was, 10 for 10 or 9 for 10, and 19 for 20.
Right.
Right.
Bottom line is he was extremely efficient, threw a touchdown pass. The one interception did bounce off. Was it Jalen Richard, the running back's hand, and it bounced off and it got intercepted.
Right.
That was a fluky type of interception. It wasn't like he threw it right to the guy. But the point being, he played like a surgeon. He played like a real NFL elite quarterback, as we've been talking about all this offseason, as Raider Rob has basically put him on the fire, which he should be. So perhaps maybe it's better that Gruden's gone because he doesn't have that specter of the head coach always in his ear, always putting up to a certain level of what he needs, his expectations. He seems now like he can go out there and just be a football player, and I think he's embracing the fact that it's all on his shoulders.
You
right
know,
now.
Carr played a lot more confident. The last 2 games, he seemed to be a lot more energetic. I've accused him of not having a sense of urgency, not having more energy as a whole. And now looking back and knowing Chucky's character outside of the stuff that happened, but knowing that, Chucky, has Napoleon complex. Chucky's a control guy, likes it his way.
When he walks in the room, the whole energy of the room is on him.
He's a big personality, big character. Derek's got character, but he's a modest kid, not a me guy or what have you. But, I can understand him feeling unappreciated, particularly from, and a lot of others and stuff. But he has his followers.
Everybody that's been listening and watching and viewing for the past year has had a lot to say about Derek Carr.
He's had his followers, though.
Right.
He's got a great support system. And he showed up, and he's been showing up the last 2 weeks. And I'm with Stone on that, but I also think it's attributed to Bisaccia. I like that he is not afraid to take risks.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to go for it on third, and 4th and 1. Not that Gruden was, but there's a little more imagination. What I've been crying about, Bisaccia's got a little more imagination. Running Braylon Edwards, on
Right.
an inside, run play.
You got to give a lot of
play.
that credit to
That
Greg.
that was great.
Greg Olson is the offensive coordinator.
Olson's more free now, because we know the reputation of Gruden and how he hawks over his own offensive coordinators. That has been
right.
Overbearing is the word.
Bisaccia, and again, up to you, Richie, and the whole coaching staff. Gus Bradley, even though, you got this bias against blitzing, I don't know what it is, but that defense played great yesterday, too. Very active. Your boy, Quentin Jefferson, and him and Crosby are becoming such a tandem, man. They're at the ball together.
They're having fun.
Man, it's like Howie Long and Greg Townsend again.
Yeah, it really does.
Otis Sistrunk and John Matuzak again.
Ngakwe had his best game.
Ngakwe, the athlete.
It seems like he's getting bigger. He's getting bigger and stronger, more lean as each week goes by. I like how he's really taking
every week go by. I could
taking it like he's taking this serious.
He's serious.
He was like on the heels of what was the quarterback?
Well, of course I am on my heels.
Hurt.
I was hurting.
He put a hurt. Everybody put a hurt on Jalen Hurts. He was hurting all day long.
He was hurting. I am a warrior.
Yannick, we love you. We love your style of play. We love your aggressiveness this last game. I mean, you had 2 sacks? He went down twice this game. Hurts.
He went down more than that. Crosby got him a couple times, and I think Hankins or somebody got him too.
Right.
Go ahead, though.
Yeah, he was laid on the dirt several times. But what we love about the aggressiveness, like in the beginning, that first drive, where some mistakes were made, it seemed like the Eagles were just running through the defensive line.
Well, they were.
They adjusted, and that's what I liked. I like the adjustment. I like noticing what's working and changing it. And that's something that I think Gruden had an issue with, changing something once he's made this plan. He's a stickler for his vision and wanting to see it through. So the fact that they did figure out a way to come back and figure out what personnel was going to work best against that offensive line decimated the Eagles' offense.
Also, you have the open communication is what I've been watching with Rich Bisaccia on the sidelines that I like. That because, again, Gruden's personality and what he became with Chucky and all that, then going to, the Monday Night Football thing and all that, he's got this, kind of elitist.
He's a celebrity.
Yeah, he's a celebrity, as much as he's such a, real football gym rat.
Right.
I don't think he lost that.
Right.
Bisaccia, though, is the whistle. This is the whistle coach, and he's been a special teams coach, so he's dealing with all these different personalities.
That's a very interesting
personality. Yeah, very interesting place. Teams. But the thing I like about him, too, that I'm seeing on the sideline is the communication. See, with Chucky, it's Chucky and then everybody's behind Chucky.
Right.
And they're waiting for Chucky to come holler at you. And I'm watching Bisaccia. He's going over the coaches, talking to him. He's talking to Olsen. He's back over there on the bench talking to the offensive lineman. Not saying Chucky didn't do that. Okay, but Bisaccia, it's more animated. Yeah. It's more frequent. You know what I'm saying? That he's checking in with different coordinators. He's up and down the sidelines, talking to the personnel, talking to the players more than just after a critical play or after a critical fuck up or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a big demonstrative thing because it's Chucky and he went over there to say something to the car. No. Where Bisaccia is just in the flow of the game. He's a football coach.
And you also got to take into account Bisaccia has also been an assistant head coach all these years too.
Right.
Aside from being the special team.
He knows how to delegate because he's been delegated.
He knows the job.
And he knows the job.
He knows the job.
Right. And he also knows how to turn himself down.
Right.
He can be the head coach, but he doesn't have to be the big personality.
And that's
even though he has personality.
Right. And that's what makes a great leader, when you're able to take into account different people's opinions. A good leader is not one that only does what he thinks, and that's Chucky's personality because he's a Leo. And that's just, astrologically his vibe. Yeah.
Leo bashing alert. Bashing alert.
It's like they are. I've worked
Madam
for them.
Beautiful Black Hole Steph's Zodiac astrology night.
Yes. Yeah. But just looking at that and seeing the difference in the communication is key. And it is a momentum for the Raider team. Like I said, the hit to taking John Gruden out, I was more concerned about the players and how they were going to react. So the fact that they've been able to band together behind Bisaccia and knowing that he is, poised to show what he can do with this team. And talking to Rolando McClain's cousin today, she said, I never really liked Gruden. I always felt that he wasn't really for the Raiders. She said, but I think the Raiders really have a chance with this interim coach. Like, he has something that he can prove by keeping this team together.
So far, he's 2-0 as the head coach for the Oakland, Las Vegas, Los Angeles Raiders.
There you go.
The Raiders.
Well, again, impressed by the defense so much. Jonathan Abram is really helping to anchor a lot of these new guys that have joined the defensive backfield. Casey Hayward, of course, stepping up and becoming a solid veteran leadership. Reminded me of Torrey James and Eric Turner when they came over. Eric Allen going back to the mid.
I didn't expect that out of Casey Hayward at the beginning of the season, but he's definitely turned out to be one of the main stalwarts as far as veteran presence.
Yeah, Gus Bradley knew what he had in San Diego, bringing some of those guys over.
The new guy, I keep forgetting, is it
Faison? Yeah, Faison.
That dude. I
Your
mean,
boy,
he already got his interception.
Your boy, though, Nate Hobbs, though.
Oh, yeah.
39.
Nate Hobbs.
Nate, baby.
Trayvon Warwick?
Merrick.
Oh, yeah, Trayvon Warwick. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about Trayvon Merrick. Like, okay, for example, last year, when the Raiders were playing, the defense was like the worst defense in the NFL. You would see David Arnett get burned. You would see Jonathan Abram at the time get burned or out of place. So you were easy to point them out. You don't see that now. In other words, you don't see guys that are just completely don't know what they're doing.
Right.
They're everybody seems to be where they're at. When you look at the quarterback for the other team throw the ball down the field and they show the replays, they're just trying to find that pocket. But everyone's where they need to be and they're close to the ball.
Yep.
And they get to that guy pretty quick.
And big props to my boy Denzel Perryman. I told y'all a few shows ago when
he's the man. He's the man of the team.
That cat.
He's the MVP on the defense.
Needed to be that middle linebacker. He has. He stepped up, bringing that University of Miami Hurricane energy and attitude to the Raiders. And, sticking in that hole, playing that gap. And, I like the six-man front. I just want to see us blitz more because with the talent that we have with Ngagwe, with Crosby, the speed, what you got going now with the interior defensive tackle that you guys have been talking about, or Stone was talking about, particularly last year, that we were lacking with our now Hankins.
We got Hankins. We got Solomon Thomas.
We got these nucleuses of athletic players.
Right.
Turn them loose.
And they all like to get their hands on the ball.
Turn them loose.
They like to strip. They like to
don't hold them back by not blitzing because, there are a lot of plays, again, we're leaving on the field to chance.
Right.
By not blitzing and using more of the athleticism of these guys in those type of schemes.
Right.
Like
the pressure, the adjustment.
Exactly.
Like you saw where he could have blitzed in those moments that would have changed the momentum for the Eagles.
Right.
And he held back. But then they were able to coordinate enough to bring enough pressure without blitzing so much.
And again,
but he's got to do more of it.
Something that harkened back to Gruden, though, was the conservatism in the third quarter that kept them in the game.
Yes.
Or made it closer or made it look closer.
It gave the Eagles some confidence by putting points on the board at the end of the game where it's like, oh, no.
Right.
Don't leave 3 minutes on the clock and then be down 10 points and then they win. I mean, I've seen that just way too many times.
Thank you.
Stop it.
Yes.
Nip it in the bud, as Barney Fife from my favorite show, Andy Griffin's show, would say. Nip it in the bud.
One of the things I did like also was in looking at the offensive scheme, and it was tight end day. National tight end.
What the fuck was that about?
I don't know, but I love it because that's my favorite position.
I like tight ends too, in dresses and heels,
Even a little loose here and there is not so bad. But point being is that at the beginning of this season, Rob, during the draft, you wanted to package Foster Moreau as one of the players to go get your boy, Trevor Raider. And I understood the whole idea of getting Trevor Raider. But I said back then, we want to keep Foster Moreau because I think Foster Moreau is kind of more like that. He looks to me like a little bit of like a Dave Casper kind of tight end.
I feel you.
Big body, great hands. Blocker.
Mm-hmm.
And he stepped up. Darren Waller, who's the best player on the team, wasn't even on the field. Oh, he was on the sidelines anyways. He did not play the game. And Moreau completely stepped up to be a star.
Yes.
In the role of the other star. Take out one star, put in another star.
That's it.
You know, and you, like you say, we want to see 2 tight ends. We want to have 3 good tight ends.
Yeah,
Well,
we do have that.
We got that right now, so I'm glad we got that. I'm glad we kept them.
Okay, maybe not Quantum Moreau. I'll figure out somebody else between us.
Oh, yeah, you'll figure somebody out.
You're watching RaiderFan Radio here live. The chat room isn't really going off tonight. We got the reminder up, but a lot of you are everywhere, doing what you're doing on a Monday night. We just thought we'd jump in, flip it up a little bit, and try to go hard on some football. But hit us at RaiderFan Radio here on YouTube for our regularly scheduled tape show.
Show number 28 will be
the next show.
sometime.
Until then, it is at RaiderFanRadio@gmail. Okay, also our IG channel, IG page, you can hit there. The website is close. That's what they keep telling me.
I don't know. I'll see it when I believe it.
There.
I know.
Also, we're big in Turkey. Okay, we found that out.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we had a whole thing.
I love turkey.
We mean
And
Turkey,
stuffing,
the country.
and cranberry sauce. What do you mean?
We
Well,
mean
we had
the
a-
country.
We had a little issue where we got banned for a minute, the show, in several
Pumpkin pie.
countries because of a song that we played that wasn't cool.
2 songs.
Yeah, 2 songs. One was copyright, and the other one was the controversy by Prince. And these countries are not too keen on sexual suggestion and what have you. And so,
Sounds very repressed.
yeah, he said that, not right him.
But it goes back to what, that's YouTube and, the climate right now. And, certain industries that don't want you to play their music without them being paid for it somehow. And, whether it's Epic Records, who shut us down a few times, we've had to come back, and Silver has had to create like a whole nother, intro.
And the intros are the biggest part of the show.
Right.
Everybody loves the intros.
Because
Well, my thing is, when it comes to the platform and what we're totally based on,
Right.
it's obvious Generation X, we come from FM, album-oriented radio. We come
Right.
from those type of formats, and that's what we're doing here. I would
Right.
think that some of these record companies, I understand the country thing and the politics of that, but I'm talking about the
Right.
record companies, would want us to play some of this music. Some of the music I know that we produce and put on is obscure stuff. It's stuff that's 20, 30, 40 years old, that's retro, that's classic, all that a lot of people ain't checking for, a lot of B-side shit.
Right.
That may spark interest, particularly with the demographic we have, because we do have a lot of millennial followers and viewers too who watch us, who would want to go buy the catalogs, who would want to go buy some of these songs that we're playing or looking to those artists.
Right.
So,
But
I
you-
don't know what you're tripping on.
But wait a minute. But go back on the one, as Rob would always say. Back on the one. We're big in Turkey. Talk to me about that. How do you know? How do you know
Yo,
we're big in
Turkey! We
Gotta
love
Turkey.
you out
Gotta
there.
say what's good to our viewers and audience in Turkey. What's good to Istanbul? Istanbul, the capital, 16 million people. And many
Wow.
of those people are Raider
Raider
fans.
fans.
Wow.
Istanbul.
Istanbul.
Las Vegas to
Assalamu
Oakland
alaikum.
to Istanbul.
That's right. I always say it.
Bagram down on the water.
What? Who?
Bagram,
Badrum?
Turkey,
Bad
down
rum?
on the sea there, a beautiful port city.
I want to go there.
Yes, beautiful port city.
Would have been now you got me all like worked up. We got to do a live show from what's it called? Bad rum.
Turkey, Badrum.
I
Badrum.
want to go to Bad Rum.
Want to say what's good to the people in Ankara and in Antalya,
Yes.
Kasari,
Right.
one of the top 10 biggest cities, almost 6 million people in Kasari.
Dang.
Want to say a shout out
That's a plethora.
to Aja, the famous pop singer there in Turkey. She's like their Madonna.
All right.
All right.
What'd you do? You turkey research today?
I know these things there, Pinky. And I also
everything.
want to give a
I'm
shout
learning
out.
things today.
I want to give a shout out to one of my favorite species, the feline, and one of my favorite line of felines, the Angora. which is mostly known in Turkey and has its origins in Turkey, the Angora cat.
Wow.
You know, with the real short, clipped, nice hair.
I had an Angora cat once, yes.
They shed a lot, too.
Her fur, well, actually, no, she had beautiful, fluffy white fur. She was a calico, but she had Angora fur.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love her for
I'm allergic to cats.
And the Turkish band, yes.
It's making me sick.
Stone can't have cats around it. The Turkish band is another popular species in breed.
Yeah, Alton Gun. That's a Turkish funk band that I like. It's called Alton Gun. And they're performing live and touring right now. So that's interesting that we have a lot of...
I guess I'm going to have to learn more about this.
I love you in Turkey, Stone.
I love you, Turkey.
What's up, Turkey? We appreciate your support. And
I got something.
Oh, you got something.
My favorite symbols that I use are Zildjian symbols.
That's right.
Made in
Turkey.
Woo!
Right. And one of the great A&R men, one of the great record executives in the history of music, and helped transcend music, and was the head of one of the record labels we just talked about, Epic, Ahmet Ertegun. Okay, and his brother Nicholas are from Turkey.
So that's funk all the way.
They understood the funk and R&B. They helped propel Michael Jackson on Epic, and obviously AC/DC too, since we couldn't play their shit. So anyway,
wait. This gives me a perfect moment to then talk to not only Turkey but everybody out there on YouTube. Everybody all around the world, the billions of people that are watching us. If you want to send us some of your independent art, music that we can use here on Raider Fan Radio, whether it be CD in the background or the intros, send it to us at, where is it go?
That man said CD and all the kids are laughing at him.
RaiderFanRadio at gmail.com. You're using CDs right now.
Keep that low.
He's old school. He uses a boom. Raider Ball's got a boom box. He's got a boom box. He's got a CDs. I love it.
Oh, wow. He's still going.
Beautiful. I love it.
Raider Art and Stump.
Can't keep nothing to ourselves. Raider Stump. What's up, Joey?
Raider Stump is in the house.
Oh, they're
back to the game, man. There's some of our...
He said, Raider Art said, I love turkey, especially on sandwiches.
Yeah.
You are such an American.
You guys are cards, man. Real funny.
But back to the game.
Hey, you know what we saw yesterday that I've been talking about since the beginning of the preseason? We did finally get to see Cariota.
Cariota
is on the field.
Right.
Cariota was back.
I told you.
For 3 yards.
Hey,
but
when did I make this? Well, back in what, September, August?
Yeah, back in September.
When I knew he was on the team, I knew you're going to look. We got talent. That's what I love about this. We got talent at every position. Yeah. We got depth and we got talent, and that's how you win a Super Bowl.
Right.
You can't do it with just a few stars and hope that they're going to be healthy.
No, this is real talk.
Into the postseason.
This is real talk.
You have to have backups that are ready to step in, not just next man up, but next man that's actually qualified to go out there and play.
Well, when it comes offensively, we know it's Renfro, we know it's Ruggs, and we got to still get more vertical. I need to see more vertical game. I don't like that lull, like I said in the third quarter.
Zay Jones got his first deep pass yesterday. That was nice.
Well, no, he had a deep pass when he won the game against the Raiders.
But he's starting to at least step up in that
role. We're seeing Versace and what he was doing as assistant coach. Right. Who we was watching, my boy Kenyon Drake from Alabama. I told y'all, PK Showtime, a north-south runner. Get him in the flat. Get him up the seam, and this kid can run.
Right.
You know, Braylon Edwards breaking out. So, you know, my thing, though, we're talking about talent. Where we need talent, other than some of the great fans we have joining us in our chat, and who are going to be commenting, fans in Turkey, the people we grew up with and rebranded the Raider Nation with in 95 and all that. What the fuck is going on with the 2021 home fans?
Oh, wow.
What the hell are
y'all are just
are y'all at a
Y'all are just.
Are y'all at the Philharmonic or something? What the hell's going on? Why?
The Philharmonic. I did wait real quick. I went to a Philharmonic.
Yeah.
One of my earlier days, my early stoner days. I was a kid.
Out there selling weed to the classical music crowd.
And it was an awesome classical orchestra that played the music of Amadeus.
Right.
And it was at the Pacific Performing Arts Theater in Southern California, Costa Mesa. Beautiful place. Everyone was in nice
Tuxes
suits
and
and
shit,
dresses. I got the tickets for free at the last minute. I think I was doing community service or something, and they gave me the free tickets at the end of the day. I go, I'll go. And I went, and I got way stoned. I took a couple friends right there in front of the place. We got inside, we saw the show, and there was a moment in the show where the conductor did something gnarly and the band did something awesome, and we went, yeah! And it was literally quiet, and we were the only ones. So when you said that, it brought me back to that. Now back to the game. Yes, it's a different crowd. It's a fabricated,
Is there a crowd?
Fabricated Raider Nation that they're building for that.
Good
Death
You
Star.
did
man.
say that.
It doesn't even feel like a Death Star right now.
Is it the vaccine that's making you so quiet?
You
I don't
go
know.
on with that shit. How are you up 23 and not happy? How are you not loud as a motherfucker? And yeah, Steph could be right. I don't know.
I don't know.
Are they
You
giving
tell
you
me.
fucking sleeping pills when you guys come in there? Are they fucking over pouring the brandy and the bourbon? Because I don't know and can't relate to being up even 8-3 in the old Oakland Coliseum.
Right.
It didn't even matter. We didn't have to be up.
We could have 20,000 people and it would be
We
loud.
were louder at 35,000 back in 2005, 2006, back in 97, 98. The next shit yesterday.
I've been at
Right.
Oakland, I've been
What
at
the
Oakland
fuck,
games in the pouring rain where there's hardly anybody there, but the black hole was full.
Right.
People spread out
Right.
around.
Yes,
And we were way down, and somehow we come back in that fourth quarter and start making plays, and that place roared and
Yes.
erupted.
That's the word I use, roar. If we roared.
Well,
in Oakland.
I'll give you some inside information here. I know some of the costume fans
information.
who will be nameless, but I'll maybe say their name, but maybe I'll get them on the show.
Don't stop
Sounds
telling
good.
them.
Yeah. So anyway.
Give it up, Stone.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just said costume fan. That's all I said.
Okay. Don't
Famous, some more famous than others.
Okay.
But
You know why people know Bruce Wayne's Batman? Because of this motherfucker.
I didn't say who they were. I never said we'd never do
No.
that.
No. Okay. Okay. Tell us.
Just because you got a boombox and I love it, don't get all upset. All right. Some of these costume famous and not so famous fans have been telling me, because I've been talking to them, and they said they're in their normal position of what they do, and they're there making noise, and they're
Yeah.
going crazy at the game like they always do.
Yes.
And there are fans behind them sitting down, telling them to sit down.
No.
That's
I knew
truth.
it.
That's truth. I'm
Wow.
telling you the truth. This is the information I'm getting personally from some
Raider
of the fans.
fan.
Because
Radio
that's people.
exclusive.
Because a lot of those tickets were bought by
Prominent fans that have been
a
going
lot
to
of
games
those
for 25
people.
years.
A lot of people bought tickets that one don't know
Wow.
professional football or understand the Raider fan culture, and two only bought those tickets to sit there and just be a part of the spectacle. They're not really there as football fans.
Wow.
And they don't want to get immersed in the atmosphere and the energy of what usually a professional football game becomes, particularly when you're winning, and particularly when you're a fan of a team that's a brand team, like the Packers or the Cowboys or, the Raiders. This is to be expected.
Yeah.
But they got a bunch of stuffy, rich motherfuckers,
Right.
okay, that can afford to be in there and
Rich
can
and
afford.
vaccinated. You can't even be just rich
That's
anymore.
real. That's real.
That's
talk.
what I mean. They funneled it
Well,
down.
you can just be rich.
I would love to be just rich. But point being is that it funnels everything down even
Yeah,
more.
it waters it down.
You're already raising prices. Now you're making it difficult for certain people to come in, or make it so that they probably won't be there. It's kind of a nice way of saying shoo. Unless you're willing to comply with all these things, then you can go to a game. And that's the kind of crowd that you're getting.
Yes.
I'm not saying that there aren't loud, vociferous fans that go there because they still spend all that money, they put all that work and time into getting their tickets and all those things. There are fans like that there.
If you're a fan
But
that's
the
been
whole
to the,
general makeup of it all
If
is different.
if you're a fan that's been to a Raider home game this season, 2021, please hit us at RaiderFanRadio.Gmail. We'd like to get just your opinions and comments about the atmosphere there, what needs to happen. I know one thing that needs to happen. I know one thing that did happen. I told them motherfuckers to start playing Hell's Bells on third down.
Oh, they do it now.
And they're doing it
See
now.
that?
You know,
Yeah.
like I said, I need to be running the fucking operation. Okay,
You know?
I mean, honestly, where's the imagination? Get the cheerleaders up in the stands, passing out candy or something.
Right.
Fucking Halloween coming up.
That's right. We have Stump in the chat room is saying we were all hoping. Well, first he said corporate fans suck, that's really the issue there.
Because he's been going against
corporate fans, high roller fans, and entitled fans.
He said we were all hoping they would have taken a deep shot.
Get the cheerleaders up in the stands, man, passing out some goodies. This is Vegas, man.
Yeah, cheerleaders and goodies.
A couple of times the Eagles brought their safeties up, he says, but I think they were trying to stop the run. Sounded like the Eagles fans were loud.
Yeah, they were loud until they got shut the fuck up. Yeah, but they were loud. That's damn sure right.
They came in.
You know, and this is 2 weeks in a row, you know, with the Bears fans coming in 20,000 strong. They were strong. I saw them on the strip when I was coming in.
Yeah.
You know, they were loud, and that's what I'm saying. It's not being balanced. You know, I don't know what's going on, but I know this is a product of the Raiders coming in ass backwards here and doing just that corporate, you know, United Way, Boy Scouts, Boys Club, all that shit. You know, get some money for some fields to get fixed up and all that. Instead of getting really out in the community and pounding the pavement.
That's right.
You know, and getting out and talking to the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mark Davis has been walking his ass and his haircut around the streets. Okay, and meeting people. You know, how you doing there, sir? What's your name? How are you? Nice to see you. You goddamn right.
Yeah, sell it.
Politicians built that stadium.
Yeah, that's true.
Politics built that stadium. You got to know how to politics.
Politics are still running that stadium.
Like we used to say back in the day, you got to know how to campaign. You know what I'm saying?
You got a campaign also at our Instagram, Stump. All these folks at Raider Art, we're all on there. And your chats, your comments, people's reflections about things. Like I read a guy on IG the other day that said, hey, this would never happen with Al Davis.
No.
You know, so there are Raider fans that are aware and know. And Generation X is here, and we have lots to say about what's happening with our team. That has to be reflected, and that has to change. And I did like the Hell's Bells. They not only rang it, they kept ringing it.
Yeah, because they know it's the real. That's their bread and butter.
Our song.
But people are sitting down, you know, and they're not fired up.
For all the money you fans are paying, man, you got to find. I understand. I see it too. There ain't enough energy there to entertain you like it should be for what you're paying. But that's the thing about the Raider Nation. We're our own entertainment. All right, bring you a Zuzu or whatever those things are.
Right,
a horn, do something, man. You know, a Zuzu or Weezy, somebody in there will tell me. Somebody smarter than me.
In Oakland, they have the A's games. They have the drummers. You know,
something.
Right. I know those guys.
Here's another thing. Okay, I don't like this either. I'm going to talk about this. Now, we had a whole remembrance show to Black Hole Rob Rivera, show number 27.
Yeah.
And we talked about him, and we got a lot of his friends and family checking in with us. And this has been staying with me since the beginning of the season. With all the greatness or the great things that the Black Hole did for the Raiders to keep them alive for 20 years since their last Super Bowl appearance. All they have now in the stadium is Gorilla with a
little ass
with a black rag.
He's got a fucking beach towel.
Like a beach towel.
He's got a beach towel.
I'm talking like it's like this big.
Wow.
It's this big.
Wow.
We'll get it up on the next show on the screen.
Is
you
it that
all
right
see
here?
it. It's obvious. It's just so obvious. It's like you took away the black hole.
Yes.
There is no black hole the way we know it. There's no like you said, the original ideas of fans doing certain things to make noise and make their banners and do all those things that dress up the stadium.
Right. Yeah, make it look.
That's not even allowed. And you got to be vaccinated, and you got to have a lot of money to buy a ticket. So just saying, rule, funnel.
I did see some comments too on the Raider Fan Radio 27 band show. That's BANNED show, where they were talking about how they weren't able to really, get in the stadium. They weren't able to. The tickets have gone down cheap, but they're not going. A lot of people are commenting about what's happening to them in terms of being able to get into the game. So the real Raider Nation is being kept out and segregated. And that the NFL, this is part of it, that it was an attack on the Raider Nation.
Yeah.
And that's what I see a lot of comments about that. So clearly it is, because they're dividing us. Those of us that have gotten vaccinated and those of us that have not gotten vaccinated. And the Raider Nation always stood united. So this is fascinating what's happening.
Again,
right now.
another element in the grand scheme of things of what's happening right now. It was very, very strange. The other day I drove by, I know you all have, at the stadium, the Death Star. And you look across the street from the entrance right there, and there's a tent that says vaccination. And I can't help be overwhelmed with the notion of, when have I ever even imagined to go to a concert or a football game or something, I have to go across the street and get a shot,
right,
to go into that building. So it's weird, man. This whole thing's fucking weird. And that's why when I said I wasn't excited about that win, because I still have all these things in my mind.
I hear you.
It's like a cloud.
Yeah.
But, again, I love that we're winning.
That was their point.
I love what they're winning.
They love seeing us wounded.
Yeah.
They love seeing, but we
let's
can't.
see what happens.
We can't break.
November and
We're
December.
5-2. Get a break here while we're on top. It should make everybody feel good. You guys out there that are just getting into town, study your playbooks, man. Faison, some of you guys, you rookies, Diablo, Harris. Excuse me, not Harris. Hobbs. You cats, get into your playbook. Get with Abram, man. You guys meet. Work out during this bye week. If you even not working out physically in person, talk to each other, man.
It's going to go
Chop
by
it up.
quick.
Yeah, it's going to go by quick. The offense, again. Mr.
You
Basaccio.
guys can come by here. We'll grill for you.
Mr. Basaccio. What do you want with that Basaccio? Hey, you want some pesto?
Hey,
Basaccio. What you want with the Basaccio? Huh? Yeah, but yeah, work on, just opening up the offense more. And Waller, these cats, get healthy. Offensive line, you guys are playing great. Andre James, Leatherwood, all of you out there balling out, man. Minimal penalties. The penalties we are getting are not stupid penalties. This is a cohesive team that is rallied around. And again, got to give it up for you for all that you went through these last 2 weeks. You guys didn't give up. You could have easily went out there and laid down. Yeah. You're all paid. You've got a built-in excuse, Gruden, and what happened. And if you want to, you can also say, hey,
players.
The NFL and what have you. But you guys have not made excuses. And I'm proud of you cats, man. And it's good to see, and the whole Raider Nation's proud of you. And so, enjoy this. And Derek, you balling out, man.
DC,
you balling out, man.
Raider owners loving it out there. I can just tell. I know it. I feel it.
So yeah, let's just stay positive about this whole thing, as Mark McGuire would say. 5-2. We come back in 2 weeks against the Giants.
Stay positive.
Yeah, I mean, because the window for it to have gone negative, and the window for the team to have really embraced the negativity of what happened, they didn't.
Yeah,
they didn't embrace it, and they rallied around Basaccia and the whole team, Gus Bradley and the whole coaching staff over there. So it's positive. I feel stoned. Yes, those things are wounds. And that's what the NFL wants. They like us wounded.
Yeah.
But for once, in our pain, we've got some redemption coming. There is victory. And like I said, the NFL needs to pay for this. One way for them to pay for it is for the Raiders to keep winning.
Yes.
Do it on the field.
Yes.
And Stone, you can have blowouts, my friend.
Yes, you can.
Just got to hold the lead.
Blow out the Chiefs the way the Bills did.
Yeah.
The Titans.
Exactly.
They're primed for the picking, and if it's one team I hate, it's the Chiefs.
During the bye week, sometime in the next few days for the bye week, or probably will premiere that Sunday, we're going to be playing and premiering for you Raider Nation, the critically acclaimed documentary that was filmed in the movie 2004. That starred all of us and many of you and the Raider Nation as a whole. Great for all of you to catch up and really get to learn a little more about the history. It's a great documentary that really showed just the origins of the Oakland Raider Nation and what this whole culture is about and what all of us stand for, and some of your favorite fans, some of them dearly departed now, but all together, you'll get a great dose of what the Oakland Raider Nation was founded on and exactly what all this represents and what many of you are now representing, particularly over there in Istanbul. Yes, Izmir, over there in Izmir. But anyway, man, it's great spending this time with y'all. Thank you for hitting us live.
Hit it and quit it.
Hit it and quit it. Hit us at, well, Stone's going to tell you where to hit us, but just stick and stay. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. And, go Raider Nation. It ain't over yet. 5-2. We are in first place, baby, in the AFC West. Okay, and if anybody outside of us says they believe we would be 5-2, they're lying to you. You need to walk away with them with a hasty retreat. Okay, it's just us and them.
Musicians, artists, poets, whoever, whatever. We got some cool, crazy ideas. You want to comment or you just want to share something with us on our email. It's RaiderFanRadio@gmail.com. And of course, you all have to go to StonerDudeArt.com to buy my coloring book, the Stoner Dude coloring book.
Stoner Dude coloring
That's
book.
StonerDudeArt.com.
Peace out to everybody in the nation. Happy birthday to Jonathan Abram. His birthday is today.
Yes.
As well as
Happy birthday to my daughter, Q Star, Raider Q.
Yes, happy
She's
birthday,
35 today. I love you. Wherever you are, daughter, I love you. Yeah, and happy birthday to any of you out there.
And
that
happy
is your
birthday to Stoner Dude.
And most importantly, happy birthday to the one and only 420 Stoner Dude, man.
All right, peace out, everybody.
Made it this far. Later, Raider.
Later, Raider.
Bye.